Hello everyone and welcome to the Kukuli Bushcraft channel. Okay, so today we're having a look at this guy. This is the Schrade SCHF 36. So yeah, this isn't exactly how you'd buy it because it's been customized by the previous owner. I got this second hand. So the black coating has been removed, and also when you buy it, it comes with a nylon sheath with a little ferro rod and a sharpening stone, a diamond sharpening stone. This has got a Kydex sheath with ferro rod there, a tech lock, there we go, and yeah, a far superior system. Also one of these little Victorinox sharpeners, which is worth a video on its own. These are really good. So yeah, from what I've seen, the nylon sheath, it looks like it serves its purpose. These knives are really cheap, by the way, so we're talking about 40-50 euros, similar in US dollars or British pounds. There's not, as if you're guessing the price, you're going to be a bit out anyway, so yeah, 40 or 50 of either of those currencies. So seriously thick, very heavy. You do notice this when you're carrying it around on your belt. And as if you try running with it on your belt, it's it's not really very comfortable. So maybe better to carry on a baldric rig around your chest or in your rucksack. So blade's about 5 inches, so it's not got a very long blade. We've got a hollow grind, and yeah, we've got that finger choil there, which I watched the review of a very similar knife. I'm not sure as if it's the same one, by Practical Knife Reviews, and I'll put a link to his video in the description. But he came to more or less the same conclusions as me. The finger choil, it's really comfortable, but is it really necessary? I mean, the balance point is just there. I mean, if you're doing fine work, that's the natural place to hold it. Why not have an extra inch or so of cutting edge? So what do you get for all of this extra weight? Well, I suppose chopping ability for such a short blade will be pretty good. Again, I would prefer a flat grind. I think for any kind of a chopping tool, to have a hollow grind with so little metal just behind the cutting edge, you know, a hollow grind's great for slicing, but I think for any kind of impacts, you've got a bit of a weak point there, which brings us to the strength. So it should be really strong, but one of my workmates wanted to buy this knife. He saw me using it. I suggested that he buy a Tarava and pay a little bit more money, but he wanted this, and he broke it. He broke it battening through a chunk of frozen meat in minus 30 degrees Celsius. So that's seriously cold, and of course things are more brittle when they're cold. But saying that, we use a meat cleaver outside in temperatures down to minus 40 and a little bit below. We've been using the same one for well, about 3-4 years, and yeah, I mean, I've replaced the scales on it, but the cleaver's holding up really well. I've also heard of other people breaking Schrade knives, so I do kind of worry about the heat treatment, but yeah, I've had no issues. I'm not in the habit of doing anything particularly stupid with my knives. I wouldn't be battening anything in -30. The thickness of this knife makes it excellent for batoning. Should it be something a little bit longer so you can baton thicker logs? No, I don't think so. I don't think you're really going to want to baton anything super thick. Okay, so I need some poles. So instead of getting the axe, I don't normally ever chop with a knife, apart from taking small branches off. Oh, hardly ever. Let's see how it does. That jimping there, really uncomfortable. I didn't feel like I had a particularly secure grip with the glove, so I took it off. This is frozen wood, by the way, so it's pretty damn hard. So it actually did a pretty good job of chopping, but yeah, I'd like to have some gloves on. Some thinner gloves. These are pretty thick. No problem removing small branches. I really do prefer a local for this kind of work though. It's really quite good at making really fine little feathers. And okay for making rougher, faster ones as well. I generally find a hollow grind's good for making feather sticks, but a Scandi grind feels a lot more effortless. Yeah, just my opinion. Okay, so 1095 steel, it holds an edge pretty well. I've not had any issues there. Drop point 6mm thick. Like I said, it's the cutting edge is about 5 inches, so that's 125mm. 6mm thick. Did I just say that? And yeah, I bought this a number of years ago. I was looking at getting a K-bar Becker BK2. I wanted to try something thick and robust, but to be honest, it's not had a whole lot of use, because I usually have an axe or a saw or both. So yeah, I generally go for something a little bit slimmer, and I find it a little bit on the cumbersome side. Saying that, I've been carrying it the last couple of days and it has actually been performing pretty well. Yeah, and this knife does everything you'd want a bushcraft knife to do, really. It is a little bit cumbersome, but the extra weight does have its advantages too. Yeah, so it's really pretty good value for money. I've been looking at BPS knives actually. I'll put a couple of reviews in the description if anyone's interested. I think that's more my cup of tea. They're less cumbersome and similar price point, maybe even a little bit cheaper. But yeah, but as if you want a one-tool survival knife that will chop down trees and, you know, one-tool option, worth thinking about. Worth thinking about. It does depend what you do with your knives, how you use them. To my mind, for a chopping tool, I prefer an axe or a logu. For battening, the thickness makes it really, really good. Yeah, but for a knife, I think it's just a little bit too cumbersome, and I think that choil there is rather pointless. But yeah, it's been performing quite well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and drop us a comment. Tell me what you think. Have you any experience of one of these? What did you think of it? Please let us know in the comments, and I'll see you all again soon for another Googly Bushcraft video. Bye for now.